Hey guys, it's your favorite Dinobot here, and today we're actually going to see if Spider-Man could not only survive but defeat the Suicide Squad from the DCEU, and this is going to be Spider-Man from the MCU. Yeah, so we're going to be using the Suicide Squad 2 team for this one. Not the ones that completely got obliterated, because there's a lot of fodder in this movie, and then there's just the legit ones. So we're going to be using Bloodsport, Harley, Ratcatcher 2, Polka Dot Man, King Shark, and Peacemaker. So we're going to use those guys because they're not fodder at all. I would add a Rick Flag, but in all honesty, after analyzing this video, you're going to see why, because it really doesn't make a difference. The squad will have full gear, and they'll be, they'll know that they're hunting Spider-Man. So that means they know his power set, his abilities. So they'll be trying to actively take him down and kill him. Now let's start with the environment. We're going to use Arkham City, right? The squad comes in the original way, like everybody else does. They go through the transaction or whatever, but they're given their weapons and they're actually assigned to hunt down their target. Spider-Man, who will be starting off at the church. Spider-Man can easily survive Arkham City. He can get food, water, and shelter. He can easily get food because he can actually snatch some of the crates from the inmates, because there are actually like food drops there. So again, he could easily just take food from the inmates and everything. He can get water pretty easily, and he can pretty much dominate everyone there. You might say, okay, what about Clayface? I think he can just honestly just web him up and just throw him into a whole thing of explosive. And then again, it's very possible that he might just use Mr. Freeze's gun down the line. So he can pretty much take on everybody, including Clayface. His spider sense will be able to warn him and everything. This Spider-Man also would have, it's pretty much developed by the time of No Way Home. If you guys remember, this guy was consistently able to kind of school Black Dwarf in a way. Like this Black Dwarf was just straight up, he was honestly ragdolling and kind of bullying Iron Man a little bit. And then Spider-Man kind of comes in and just starts clowning on him, like, effortlessly. This dude is kind of just stringing him up, kind of just whipping him around. Let's not forget his durability. He's able to take attacks from Black Dwarf, able to take a slam from Thanos. And that's actually pretty impressive. He's actually been able to take attacks from Falcon and Winter Soldier, actually beat up Falcon and Winter Soldier, which is more of a skill feat. And has been able to hang with Captain America, take a slap from Giant Man. This dude pretty much is very sophisticated. He's actually incredibly fast as well. He's actually able to dodge bullets, and the best part about that is he's also able to actually dodge lightning. Like, consistently is able to dodge lightning-based attacks here. So in all honesty, he's pretty consistent. He's pretty consistent. Plus, his Spidey sense allows him to dodge attacks that normal people just would not see coming. So in all honesty, Spider-Man is he's pretty overpowered when it comes to stats here. So in all honesty, let's break down the squad here. And Polka Dot Man is the first one up. Kind of a tragic character. He was actually experimenting on his mom to actually make super heroed or like superpowered beings or whatever. And then that winded up kind of having him with this dot disorder, where if he doesn't like get rid of it, it'll actually just like dissolve his body. So he's able to shoot these dots that are kind of acidic in a way. He's able to dissolve people like pretty easily, like acidically. He's able to dissolve bombs, and dissolve like any material that comes in contact with. He's even been able to dissolve a good piece of Starro. So when he goes up against Spidey, he's actually a pretty credible threat, because he can actually dissolve his webbing here. But I think in terms of like physical stats or whatever, Spider-Man is honestly just, he's gonna one tap him. I think that's just kind of the thing here. And the crazy thing about Spider-Man is, he can dodge all of his attacks. These things don't seem to have a very good speed either. We don't see them kind of like speed, kind of like speed blitz people, or, like actually tag people that are faster than possibly just human levels. We don't even have like athletic or peak human levels for it. Meanwhile, Spider-Man is dodging Electro's lightning and being compared to the Andrew Garfield Spider-Man, which is basically much faster than the others. So he's pretty much compared to that one, who's basically dodging, who's casually dodging lightning. But here you have Spider-Man casually, this Spider-Man also casually doing it, and doing it like it's nothing. So yeah, he's gonna pretty much outmaneuver and then one shot Polka Dot Man here. Now let's go to King Shark here. King Shark is basically the muscle here, but I actually doubt he's going to play a role here. And here's the reason why. Spider-Man is just much better here when it comes to actual stats. He's much better here when it comes to actual stats here, and he's actually able to not only outmaneuver King Shark, but I think he's going to catch his blows. Now, I actually don't think King Shark is that much stronger than Spider-Man. He's durable, at least building level, but he's... Ooh, excuse me. But, Spider-Man... It's honestly around the Black Dwarf or the Coal Obsidian feat where it kind of just does it for me. And here's why, right? Let's talk about, Coal Obsidian, right? While the Black Order did get pretty much the worst hand ever dealt in the MCU, these guys were still strong. Like, Black Dwarf is actually capable of ragdolling pretty much an advanced version of Iron Man once he actually got his foothold in the fight. He was also able to, smash cars, destroy the Hulkbuster armor, wreck Wakandan... Oop, I think I dropped something. Actually wreck the Wakandan army. Okay? So, yeah, these guys, the Black Order did get done dirty, but at the same time, they performed well. And in deleted scenes, Black Dwarf was actually smashing around tanks with that same hammer. So, Spider-Man, yeah, I think it's safe to say Spider-Man pretty much just takes it. He takes the cake here. He's faster, he's just as durable, and I think they're pretty much equal in strength here. But in all honesty, Spider-Man is the better fighter, and we don't really see King Shark kind of go up against anybody on his level. Now let's talk Ratcatcher 2. In terms of what she provides here, Ratcatcher 2 is more or less like the wild card of the team. Her rats can be pretty overpowered or just straight up useless at times. In terms of how she actually functions to the team, she's actually kind of like the spy or the scout, if you will. But in terms of this kind of fight, yeah, she about to flick. Yeah, the best I can say is Spider-Man does flicker. And most of the problem with the squad here, and we're going to get into that with Harley next, is that these guys don't have good combat applications. Until we actually see, these guys fight characters on their own level, these guys are probably going to get one shot a majority of this video. I mean, Spider-Man could literally, if he punches them hard enough, he's taking their heads off. I mean, these guys are not as durable as Green Goblin or Doc Ock. I mean, they're the most human opponents, and same with Electro. I mean, his villains are more durable than they are. Okay? Next off, Harley. Now, I would say Harley is the more... I would say Harley is kind of the better fighter based on what we've seen here. But again, that doesn't matter because Spider-Man pretty much just, held his own against Cap. And then he 2v1'd Falcon and Winter Soldier. Don't bother going to my comment section saying Harley is going to 2v1 Falcon and Winter Soldier. He's not going to 2v1 Sam and Bucky. Alright? He's not going to 2v1 those. And Spider-Man was not only doing this while being really inexperienced, but he did it in such a way where they were pretty much embarrassed by the end of that fight. That's kind of how it was. They were pretty much, yeah, these two were embarrassed by the end of that fight. And then you guys understand that Spider-Man's strength level is just far beyond anyone's that's been dealt with. You can't even say DCEU Batman is on that level. And Harley seems to have fought Batman plenty of times, and maybe on a couple occasions won like maybe 1 or 2 fights. But you know what? It's yeah, it's very hard to say if, you know, if Harley's even gonna do anything in this fight. But let's get into the 2 characters that could actually legit mess up Spider-Man with their weapons: Peacemaker and Bloodsport. Honestly, they gotta hit him. I hate to say that, but you're not gonna attack someone at lightning speed. Oh, well, Bloodsport was able to put Superman in the ICU. We do not understand I would say we have to understand the full context of that fight. I'm sorry, but that's honestly how I'm kind of rolling with it. We need to understand the full context of Bloodsport versus Superman. Now, if that was comics, I would agree with you. I would agree that Bloodsport could tag Spider-Man, because this dude was just holding his own against Ultraman, actively trying to kill him. And he did his, he was doing the same. He actually was putting in that work, though. Like Bloodsport is a beast, okay? So, in all honesty, yeah, I think if the squad, even if the squad ambushes him, and it's not looking too good here. This squad does not have the feats to stack up, and even if we use the more inexperienced version of Spider-Man, say he has his version 1 suit, I would say that he's probably going to be fighting a little more desperately. And the last thing you honestly want to do is have a hero fight you out of like survival desperation than like actual legit fight. Even if we use him when he had his first suit, before he got the one from Iron Man, he was still able to stop cars. This dude also took a hit from a train while off guard. Okay? So in all honesty, even if they ambush him, and if they are able to hunt him down to a certain extent, let's say Ratcatcher, you know, uses a rat to spy on him, he's gonna have his Spidey sense up. Like, majority of the time, he's gonna have his Spidey sense up. Oh, excuse me. He's gonna have a Spidey sense up, and he's actually going to be able to, I think, just pretty much like exploit them. Honestly, it's not really going to be too much of a. Honestly, it's not going to be too much of a fight. So now, honestly, Spider-Man actually survives this scenario 10 times out of 10. Like, literally, 10 times out of 10. So, that's going to be all for today, you guys. Spider-Man just kind of dog-waltzed this. Let me know what you guys think down below. Please comment, like, and subscribe. This is Legendary Grimlock, and I'll see you guys later for the next video. Peace.